Right, to make your hobo stove, or cook set, whatever you want to call it, you're going to need one small size tin. This will be like your cup. It's a normal one, it's a fruit cocktail one. All these tins are from Lidl or Aldi. Excuse me. You need a medium sized one. This will be your cook pot, for what you cook stuff in. And it's not the largest, but it will do. It's 460 to 800 grams for the net weight. And then really you want a much larger tin for your stove. This is from Morrison's, this particular one. It's a large grapefruit tin, and comparing it to my hand, it's relatively large. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do to your tins to make this set. Oh, and as I forgot, a small wire coat hanger. So really, the first thing you want to do with your stove is is remove all the paper and make sure that the lid's removed. So that's what we have. This is the larger can. This is the grapefruit one. What you really want to do is, most people will put a marker pen down for a hole opening, because this is where you're going to feed your wood in. But really you can just do trial and error and just go for it and cut an opening, which can work to your advantage or anything, but really this is mainly for a survival situation. If you're making a stove that's just going to last forever, then you take more time with this. So you want to cut yourself an opening, which I'm going to do off camera now for you. So after you've done the door, this is what it should look like. This has been done with one multi-tool. The multi-tool is there. It's a cheap Poundland stainless steel multi-tool. I've also just put some holes on the top there to increase oxygen flow. This door, I'll show you with it open now. So you can pry it open with your fingers, but it is a bit dangerous. You might cut yourself on it, but just be careful. So this is the door / opening here. Really, you just want to fold it out. There we go. So this is where your fuel will go in. There's the top so the flames can escape. There's the bottom so you can catch the ash. And then if you want, you can close the door as well. And this sort of stove is perfect if you're going to be using it in a shelter, because it's small enough that you can have a small fire in it, but it's able to produce enough flame to keep you warm all night. So here's the completed stove. It's small and it's perfect size to fit in a small shelter. Now what we're going to work on is our cooking pot. So what we're going to do here is that's already perfectly ready to be a cooking pot, because that just pops on the top and you can boil water in it. But now I'm going to use my coat hanger to make some sort of pot hanger, so I can put my knife through and take it off without burning my hands, which is a luxury. If you don't have the time, you can just use this straight, but since we're making this not for long term but for a short stay survival situation, having the handles on the cup will make life a lot easier. And I'll also use this to make some grates that go across the stove. So here's the coat hanger. You can't see it very well, camera's not focusing, but that's fine. To cut this, you're going to need a multi-tool. This is my cheap multi-tool. I haven't spent a significant amount of money on one before, because I've never found a need to have a very good pair of pliers, but they'll do me. So what you're going to do is measure on your pot. This will make our slits across the whole of the pot, because I've put these holes through which make airflow and hold this. So measure it across. They don't need to be big. That's about perfect. So what I'm going to do here is cut the wire to about the approximate range of how big it has to be. So 1, 2. So I've got that left for the pot hanger. Put that back safely, and that's what I have left. I'm going to bend that out. I'm going to cut around down the middle. There we go, and that's just gone flying. I'll quickly retrieve that now. There we go, just retrieved it. That's part of the wire. That slides through on top, and then bend it down There we go. So that acts as basically a barrier to stop the pot falling through. The other one can just slide through like that. And then what you can do is you can bend these, or keep them straight and use them to stop your cup, especially if you're using a smaller cup, from falling through. So for making your pot, there's my tin, that's my knife. What will help is having a lower profile knife, not as thick and having some sort of point on it. But what I'm going to do, there's the pot. I'm just going to poke a hole one side and then parallel to that on the other side I'm going to put another one in, and that's to use my wire as a pot hanger. I'll show you how we're going to do that now. So, putting a hole in. Oh, didn't lock it properly. First hole. Doesn't take long. As in this whole cook set can be made, I honestly reckon, around 10 minutes. It's a really simple thing to do, and it's so much cheaper than buying an ordinary cook set. An ordinary cook set will cost you 15, 16 quid, whereas this to make costs you around about £3. So, with that now, you got your coat hanger. I'm going to take the longer bit of it. Just got to unwrap this now. There we go. This bit of wire. Unwrap it, and you need 2 curls at the end to fold into it. Like so. So I've got one in. I can stick the other one in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it. And bend it significantly enough for it to actually lock in place and not fall out. I mean, if you want this to be a takedown kit, that's fine. But this is just going to be a more permanent kind of kit. So, bringing this round, it's quite difficult, especially if you're smaller or less well built, but it can take minutes. It's really quite simple to do. Right. Having 2 hands to the job as well when putting all this stuff in is useful, to say the least. Right, second one in. Pliers in, bend this over into a ring. There we go. There's your pot hanger. Your pot with its hanger, and then the other can acts as a cup. You can put another pot hanger on this if you want, but there's not much point. What you can do if you want to be really fancy is use the wire and make a sort of small handle, but if you're cooking with it, the handle will heat up. So, that's the cooking pot. That's the stove. I'm going to put it on my log by there. It's not quite even. Folds on top like that. Balance is easy. It's cheap, and you'll be able to boil stuff in the wild with this. And it's a perfect alternative because it's really cheap, especially for starters out, and it's a project to do in the woods, especially if you're younger. I remember when I first started wanting to buy gear, it was all too expensive for me to buy. But this you can make at home with a few pots, a few cans. It's really simple because you've got a full cook set. You've got your stove, you've got your pot, you've got something to eat, have and drink. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to make a cup of coffee and show you how good it is. Big clump of birch bark. I could load it through the thing, but it's just easier because I've got such a large amount of it. Like that. Then I've got some other stuff, more birch to back it up in a sec. And then what I'm going to do is have a huge pile of twigs, and you're basically going to get as small sticks as you possibly can get, really, because that's what's going to allow it to light in such a small space. So more birch is very useful in this sort of scenario. So let's just get all this in. You just got to make sure you don't crush the birch as much, and there's a lot of air in there for it. Put some larger stuff in as well. Yeah, I'll light this in a sec. Just going to use a plain old clipper lighter because it's really cold. Just want to get the fire going. get some coffee on. There we go. This is either going to go brilliant or horribly wrong. Try not to get any stick in the coffee. There we go. Hot coffee. You could cook a meal with this, but it would take quite a long time because you're not getting a huge amount of fires, but for a quick stove for in a shelter, this is absolutely brilliant. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Using the cup for my coffee. It's quite cold, so it actually, it's quite nice. But thank you for watching this video. Give a subscribe to the channel because I'll be having loads of more content. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment any future video recommendations if you want anything particularly done. I can't speak today. It's been a long day. But thank you for watching, and see you next time.